What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's aftermarket trade recap. Today is Friday, ending the week here, and it was a pretty boring week this week. I mean, I'm pretty sure I only made the video Wednesday, and then today, obviously, I'm making this right now. But I did trade on Monday and Tuesday. Monday because we did have news, and it just every trade I had taken this week was break even. So that's kind of I think like the first time I've ever had that. Um, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, the setups I had taken, again, like I said, I was realizing I was taking a lot of setups recently where I was risking, even though like I knew it probably wouldn't hit take profit or final take profit, but was more going to hit the break even point. So stepped back away from that, but I did take this today. I don't remember if it was Wednesday that I was saying. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was Wednesday's trade that I was saying that. I don't remember, but today was a good setup either way. I'll go over it real quick. I was not on in the morning session. I haven't really been on in the morning sessions. I'm trying to get back into that. Again, I have phases where I go in and out of it, and that's just kind of one of those periods in my life right now where I'm trying to get into the AM sessions, but I can't. So PM doesn't usually let me down though. There usually is a lot of setups in the PM ever since I started trading PM, I think about like a year ago now. And so that is awesome. But today, not so much, as volatility was slowing down towards the end of lunch hour, and I had noticed that. And I was hoping towards PM it was going to pick up, but obviously not much that's not really like in my control. But I was hoping for a setup, and we did get a setup. I was trying to see if we were going to go to the downside after lunch hour and take out this AM session, first. I was leaning more towards bullish, but I was seeing if we could at least get the sweep here, maybe I could catch a small little setup here, and then if, a setup did present itself, maybe take a long to the upside. But we didn't get that, and my short bias kind of went out the window once we had this candle right here that just kind of like wicked down and up. So, yeah, shorts were out of the picture there. Started to have volatility pick up. I was like, okay, that's great. I'm going to target lunch highs now. But obviously, we have to have a retracement, which we sort of did. The equilibrium of the range was here. We didn't get that originally. We had just tapped into this 5 minute. But, I saw that we held this 5 minute. We left a set of equal highs. Not these ones, but these ones right here. And again, we had a strong draw on liquidity. So I was like, you know what, I'll take it. I think it was on the 2 minute, if I'm not mistaken. Let me also just real quickly. I swear I made these not so bright in the background. But anyways, yeah, it took the long here on the 2 minute. And volatility after I had entered was still pretty good. I mean, yeah, we're coming up here, and the position was moving in our favor right away. We hit the break even point at this internal high right here, and so stopped at break even. And then once we got to this point, we were only like 14 points away from final take profit, and as you can see, it was the lunch high. And yeah, unfortunately, it just kind of fell out right about there and plummeted down. I was going to look for, after I got stopped out at break even, or a little after I'd gotten stopped out at break even, I noticed that we kind of had left this like low resistance liquidity up here, and then we also had another set of equal highs up here. But it was getting past the or getting into the 230 mark, which past 230, I personally at that point I'm just done for the day. Usually around that time is my cutoff. So I was hoping we would get this inversion here, because now we had tapped into this equilibrium of the range. I don't know if we got an SMT. Either way, I wouldn't have like noticed at the time. But yeah, notice we were still holding the 5 minute, tapped in the equilibrium of the range. So I was like, we get the reversal here. I'll try it again. We have this internal high as a break even, set of equal highs in the low resistance liquidity. So it was looking very promising to take out the original lunch high again, but we were not getting this inversion. We tried multiple times, and 230 had started to pass. And also, by the way, that was on a 3 minute time frame. So we got it actually like right. I got off a little bit right before 230, but still, I don't think I would have taken it just because of how many times we kept rejecting the original fair value gap until it did get turned into an inverse. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then also I did say to myself probably around going into 3 p.m. is when we would take it out, and of course that's exactly when we did. But again, there wouldn't have been any clean entry here really that I would have probably taken. It was kind of just a slow trend up until we had got to this equal highs, and then just instantly took out the liquidity. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Again, just one break even trade. It's literally been like that all week, like I had mentioned earlier. So not really like a bad week, but not really like a good week. I'm down like very like 30-40 bucks on the account, and that's just because of all the contract commissions and getting stuff out at break even. But yeah, going into next week, like I said though, just because of how this week went, especially, I'm not going to take anything if I don't find it, 100%. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't think that I have a chance or like a good chance of my take profit being taken, but like I'm like confident the internal high or internal low, my break even point is going to be taken, then I'm not going to take it because yeah, it could hit that take profit, but if I'm not very confident, there's no point because then I'm just putting risk on the table of like, oh yeah, it could hit my break even point, like high confidence in that, but it's still like, why would I put risk on the table just to get break even? I mean, if I am very confident that it's going to be just a break even. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you guys sometime next week. Peace out.